What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to take a look at Spell Token, or ticker SPELL. It's been on a massive downtrend recently, but I'm going to explain why it could be in a potential buying opportunity. But I'll also give you some more downside targets if we were to go lower for Spell Token. So let's strap in, jump into the charts, and take a look at this token. Spell Token is still down a considerable amount. Um, Really, we're starting to trend up just a little bit here recently. If we come down here to the chart, we put it on the 1 day. You can see we are starting to trend to the upside just a little bit. So here in just a second, I'm going to give you guys my idea of what I see in this chart for Spell Token. Give you guys my price predictions for Spell Token here based off of the technicals that I see in the chart. But first, I would like to go ahead and just take a look at the explanation of this token here for anybody that is new to this project. So Spell Token is a reward token, so in the DeFi category. It's associated with Abracadabra.money, a lending platform that uses interest-bearing tokens as collateral to borrow a USD-pegged stablecoin called Magic Internet Money, or MEMS. And if we come over here to Abracadabra.money, it's very interesting how they explain this. It says Abracadabra.money is a spell book that allows users to produce magic internet money. You, the spellcaster, can provide collateral in the form of various interest-bearing crypto assets such as YFI, USDT, USDC, Sushi, and more. With this, you can borrow magic internet money, or MEMS, which is a stablecoin that you can swap for any other traditional stablecoin. So you can see up here, you can farm, borrow, or stake. And users can also open leveraged farming positions using borrowed MEMS from their interest-bearing collateral. So I thought that was pretty interesting that you can open up a leveraged farming position. So it's for sure a different take on a project like this. It's bringing a little bit of fun into it, right? Rather than it just being your typical, they could have not called it Spell Token. They could have not added this Abracadabra and the Magic Internet Money token. It makes it interesting. It makes it appealing and attractive to especially the newer people getting into crypto, the younger people that are getting into crypto. Lots of young people are into crypto more so. I would say there's a big difference there, but very interesting the way they have laid this out. Now, with it dropping as much as it has, right? It was recently down 30%, I believe, close to 30%, if not a little bit over 30%, down in the past 24 hours. Like I said, it's been trending upwards just a little bit here. So, with it being down as much as it has been, coins like this, when you see a coin drop like that, you typically, if you look into the project and you make sure that everything looks good, then it could be a good buying zone considering how low the price is. But we're going to jump into my chart so that I can explain to you what I think about Spell Token's chart currently and the price action for Spell Token. First, this video is sponsored, guys, by Knoxwire. So sit tight through this quick ad about Knoxwire, and we'll jump right into the price action for Spell Token.
Why buy gold secured currency, or GSX? GSX is built for mass adoption. Its primary use case and design function is as a reserve currency, capable of powering key elements of the global financial system. One of those elements is Knoxwire. GSX is a core currency on Knoxwire. Send ultra-fast cross-border payments to nearly 30,000 financial institutions. So why is Knoxwire a big deal? Knoxwire combines the best elements of the best global remittance systems, like RippleNet, the platform that uses XRP, with the mass payment destinations of SWIFT, and it's faster than all of them. See, the issue is that RippleNet has a fast system, but its payout network is very small in comparison, with only 300 possible payment destinations, while SWIFT has a large network of 10,000, but is very slow and expensive. The average wait time for a SWIFT transaction is 3 to 5 business days, with some transactions taking as long as 14 days. The reason Knoxwire is revolutionizing the market is because it combines the real-time settlement of RippleNet with the ability to send to more end destinations than SWIFT, currently around 30,000, all within the same day. So why is Knoxwire huge for gold secured currency, or GSX? GSX is designed to be the core currency in Knoxwire, so institutions can use GSX as a reserve currency, and they can leverage GSX for liquidity to limit pre-funding. And the backing of GSX makes it perfect to operate as a reserve currency, and never has the world needed an inflation-resistant reserve currency more than now. Check out the links in the description to visit the website and buy GSX.
And just check the links in the description or visit knoxwire.com if you would like to learn more about Knoxwire. Now, let's jump into the spell token chart. So, I want to point out a few different things here for the spell token chart. First of all, you basically had this nice wedge pattern that you were in here on the 4-hour time frame. You did break below it a little bit back here, right? You did break below it a little bit back here, which is actually starting to create somewhat of a support line down here as well. So we're going to talk about that here in just a second as far as a possible more bearish target if we do not bounce from here. Then you also have this falling wedge pattern that you are currently in, trading out in between the support and resistance levels for that pattern. So we're going to take a look at that pattern. We're going to take a look at this overall support level here also, which is playing as current resistance. The previous support is playing as current resistance. We're going to talk about that, and we'll talk about some possible bullish targets as well after we drop it down to the shorter term time frame. So quickly, let's go ahead and point out the bearish target here, which I'm basing off of this support line that is being created here by these two touches from these this first major drop here for spell token. This is creating a little support line here. So we're going to just estimate this target down here for that is going to put you down here for spell token around 0.3 decimals 3325, approximately 0.3 decimals 3325. So you would go ahead and add another zero if you were to drop to that price. Now, let me go ahead and point out this pattern, the falling channel here, because considering we are resting and bouncing off of this support, I have an idea of our resistance levels that we may come up to test. There's a few different ones to talk about here. Okay, so on the 4-hour time frame still, guys, if we zoom in on the current price action for spell token, like I said, we are bouncing off of this support line from this falling channel. So, the last time we bounced, we came up and we tested the resistance a couple of different times before falling considerably lower here. So now what we have is also the resistance from this purple trend line, which you can see that was our previous support line that I pointed out earlier. That is showing some signs of resistance there as well. It also lines you up perfectly with your 50 EMA. But if we take a look at the previous candle closes here on the 4-hour, that's going to put you in some possible resistance at about 0.2 decimals 68. And then you might have some possible resistance up here near these previous candle closes at about 0.2 decimals 84. Now, also, I would point out the resistance from this downtrend. That's going to put you up here near the same target as these previous candle closes. So that is going to sort of align you up there with that. And that's going to be about that same area, 0.2 decimals 88 would get you a nice little amount of resistance up there. You do have your EMA coming down that you would have to keep in mind, but that would also probably align with that previous level of resistance that I pointed out just a second ago. Now, we can also take a look at the shorter term time frame just to get an idea of why I believe we could be reversing to see a nice bounce to test some of this resistance. So we'll drop it down to the hourly first. On the hourly, you can see that you're up above the LSMA moving average. You're trending up above it like you did here, like you did here. You trended up above it and you had a nice little move to the upside. Even here, you had a nice little quick move and then a drop back down. So you could have a quick move up. You could even come up just to test here on the short term your moving average at about 0.2 decimals 62 and then see somewhat of a pullback. I'd also like to point out this previous support from back here, which was also resistance right here. And that's going to put you up here at about 0.2 decimals 67. So this range right here is going to likely possibly be some resistance on the way to the upside. But also, if we can get through some of that, guys, then you could look at your next moving average coming up, which is also going to line you up with some previous resistance from back here in the price action. And that's going to put you up here at about 0.2 decimals 83. So you do have some similar resistance there. Now let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. I know that's a super short-term time frame, but I want to take a look at it because it really gives me an idea of why I think we're still going to have a little bit more upside here for spell token. So we have our targets put in here for resistance here in the short-term time frame for spell. If you look at it on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that the moving averages are crossing here. You didn't get across here, right? Each one of these little moves up, you didn't get across, right? Your LSMA did not cross the 50 EMA here on the short term, did not cross there. Now we have got a cross. We are getting a pullback. Let's zoom in on that real quick on the short term. Keep in mind this is the 15-minute time frame, so by the time you see this video, it could be a lot different. Things could change very quickly, but we are getting a pullback here, a pretty sharp pullback here on the 15-minute time frame. So we'll have to see if this cross will hold. If it does, I would expect us to have a nice little continuation to the upside. Something else we can do here for Spell Token is take a look at a different chart really quickly and take a look at some other possible areas of resistance. You do have this other downtrend coming down. That's going to put you some resistance at about 0.265. So in and around that 0.266 range right there, we're at 0.255 right now. That 6.5 range, that is definitely going to possibly be some resistance, guys. But it does look like to me you're trying to move up to the upside just a little bit here. Now we could also speculate a quick pattern here. In my opinion, I do believe we could speculate a quick pattern if we just kind of connect some of this right here. You're testing that resistance right now, and then you do have some support playing out from back here. If we connect this wick and we connect those candle closes, you do have somewhat of a little pattern trying to form here. You could even raise that up just a little bit, extend this on out. So you did not actually get a nice breakout of this. You actually did get a little bit of resistance right there at the top of that, right? So with that being said, you could come on down just a little bit to your moving average, get a short-term bounce. You could even possibly fill this out a little bit before you actually break that resistance, since you are getting quite a bit of resistance there. You know, you could come down a little bit, potentially to test that support once more before actually getting a major break of this current resistance on the short term. That would have to break in order to see any of those higher targets. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video on Spell Token. If you did, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel and join the community here, and check out knoxwire.com if you're interested in Knoxwire. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.